welcome to Random Wargaming. Today we're going to be playing 3 players, 1500 points each, and we're going to be using the special issue of 498 of White Dwarf, where it introduces multiplayer rules for the combat patrols, using slightly more points. We've rolled off for the mission. We're going to be playing Blood Feuds, and I will put the rules up on the screen for you shortly, so you can have a read. We've rolled to see what turn's going to be. We just need to roll to see who the nemesis is going to be, and then we'll be back for the first turn. If you enjoy the content, make sure you like and subscribe to show support for the channel as we continue to release more content. Okay, so we'll have a look quickly at the armies. We've rolled to see who the nemesis is. So the games, I've got to kill Craig, Craig's got to kill Tom, Tom's got to kill me. But the turns will go the other way. So I'll go first, then Tom, then Craig. So we're fighting the opposite way to the way the turns are. We'll have a look at the armies and we'll be back for turn 1.
Okay, this is 1500 points of Tyranids. As our leader we have the Swarm Lord. We have 2 Screamer Killers, 2 Psychophages, some Venom Feuds in the back there, 1 Malceptor, 1 Turbogon, 20 Termagants, followed by another 20 Termagants, and 3 Zone Feuds. And that's 1,500 points of Tyranids, believe it or not.
Okay, so 1,500 points of Space Marines for Craig's army. He's got 2 Lieutenants at the front, 3 Devastator squads, 1 with Heavy Bolters, and the commander has a power, each character has a Power Fist. Thunderhammer, sorry. Las cannons, plasma cannons, 2 squads of tactical marines, 1 with a plasma cannon and a melter, and the other one with a plasma gun and a rocket launcher. And the commanders have fists or hammers?
Power fist.
Power fist. A bog standard dreadnought, a razorback, 2 vindicators, and 2 rhinos. And that is our old marines 1500 points for Craig. Move back. Okay, so 1500 points of Chaos Deamons. We have a Bloodmaster with the Argath King of Blades. We have a Demon Prince with wings, a Bloodthirster with the Greater Axe, a Bloodmaster on the throne, Rendmaster on Blood Throne, 3 units of 10 Bloodletters, 2 units of 5 Flesh Hounds, and then 6 Blood Crushers, and that is 1500 points of Chaos Demons. Okay, so the end of my turn 1 movement phase, everything's just rushed up. So Demon Prince, 2 units of Hounds have gone against Ilot, and then these guys are staying on the objective, these Bloodletters here, and everything else charging up to fight Craig. And I think there's going to be some Overwatch shenanigans now. We'll be back once we've worked that out. Okay, so the guys did Overwatch. So the Swarm Lord used his psychic attack at the dogs, doing no damage because of their brass collars. And then this Vindicator over here shot the Bloodthirster, doing 1 wound. So that's the end of the movement phase for my turn 1 as we move into the shooting phase. Okay, at the end of the shooting phase, Demon Prince did nothing to the Hive Lord, Swarm Lord, and then I managed to chip 1 wound off the Razorback with the Bloodthirster's breath, and it's now the combat phase. It's going to do some charges. I'm going to put these dogs into the Psychophage. 7.
He's in.
They're in. The Demon Prince into the Malceptor, and the dogs into the Malceptor. So the Demon Prince, 8. That's going to be enough, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice.
The other dogs.
What do you need?
4.
Yeah, 4. Just. Probably the minimum amount.
And then the most important charge, the Bloodthirster into the Razorback. Should be 8 inches away. 9 inches away. So we needed a 9, 7. Command point reroll takes me to 0 command point.
No, 6.
No, I'm dead. So we'll move the charges and we'll be back after the combat. Yeah, so in the shooting phase, this psychophage breathed at the dogs, killing another 2, leaving just the 1 in there. The Maleceptor did his attack against the Demon Prince, causing another 3 wounds, taking him down to 1 wound, which is a bit sad really. The Swarm Lord tried to breathe on the Demon Prince but did 0 damage. The Tervigon fired its Slinger Salvo over it, the Devastators, it did nothing. And then both Screamer Killers screamed at a unit of 10 Bloodletters here, taking 6 off. They passed both their leadership tests but are not within the Shadow of the Warp, so don't get any models back. That is the end of our lot shooting. We'll be back after the combat phase is sorted. Okay, so it wasn't a great combat turn for the Demons fighting the Nids. So the dogs went into the Plasmancer, managed to do 1 wound but lost 2 dogs in return. And then in this combat I managed to do 3 damage to the Maleceptor using my once per battle ability to add 3 attacks, but then got slapped back by the Maleceptor who did 6 wounds to me, leaving me down on 4. And that's the end of my turn 1 as we move into Ilot's turn 1. Ooh, I think everyone's spent all their CP.
Yeah.
Various rerolls and stand and shoot. So
we get 2 more. Yeah, we get 2 more again now. Nids moved. End of. Nah. So nothing can move on my right hand side here. It's all locked up with demons. Kept the Swarm Lord in place. Pushed up with the 2 Screamer Killers over towards the demons. And my left side's kind of moved over towards Craig. Got Tervigon, Psychophage, Venom Feuds and Tyranids. That's about it, movement. Nothing too crazy. Shoosting. Go.
okay, so at the end of combat, all the flesh hounds were killed except for 1 by the Swarm Lord, who the dogs have then responded to 1 damage back. The Demon Prince managed to survive the attacks from the Maleceptor, doing another 3 wounds back in return. The Gaunts and the Psychophage killed the last dog over here, and then the Screamer Killer here charged. I made 5 invulnerable saves and lost no Bloodletters, and then hit back, doing 4 wounds to the Screamer Killer. And now we go into Craig's turn 1.
4 6s, 1 5.
Okay, so end of Craig's movement, turn 1. Devastators have stayed still. Tactical squad has come out of the Rhino. This Rhino has moved over here and disembarked some Marines to face off the Tyranids. The Razorbacks moved, disembarked the Devastator squad in front of the Tyranids. And I think that's it for your movement, isn't it, Craig? So we go into Craig's turn 1 shooting. Okay, so at the end of Craig's turn 1 shooting phase, pretty much everything over here fired at the Bloodthirster. He did 2 damage with his Vindicator, another 3 damage using the crack missile from this squad of Marines, another 3 damage from the Melter of the Dreadnought, and then the Bloodthirster Bloodletters were knocked down to just 2, and the leader between the 2 devastated squads. Then a load of other stuff happened over here with the Razorback and devastated squads in this corner, all shooting at the Psychophage and firing their Hunter Killer missiles back at the Bloodthirster. In summary, the Bloodthirster is now down to 2 wounds but did survive, and the Psychophage, which is the only other real target, is down to 4 wounds and a couple of gaunts are broken. And then it is back to my turn 1.
Seems
So Craig's charging. Who are you going to charge?
My Devastators are charging this chode here. Didn't you go down to 3?
No.
4.
I was just summarised it.
I saved the one. Feel my pain. 7. 7? Ooh, that should be 7. 6 away.
Devastating Marines charging a Psychophage.
Yeah, man, because the sergeant's got a thunder arm. It's going to fuck him up and whip every attack from me, and then you get munched up.
What else are you charging, Craig?
Super long bomb my Dreadnought into your guy.
Nope.
No, because it's 14 away. I've got some power weapons in here. If I charge you here, I could kill you. But then I'm dead to everything else on their counter charge. So no. We will hold. Or do we charge this big motherfucker so I don't get shot to shit by millions of little pistols? I'm gonna charge this big motherfucker. Woo! I'm 10 away, which means I need a 9 in it, because you've got to get within it. Or do I need them? Because I'm 10 exactly away, that makes me to 9, which means I need a 10. Let's do it!
Spending a CP point.
Oh.
I'm going to use an ability called Savage Roar.
What?
You must now take a battle shock test. So the enemy unit must take a battle shock test until the end of the phase. Each time a model in the enemy unit makes an attack that targets your unit, subtract 1 from the hit. If that battle shock test fails, subtract 1 from the wound as well. So you're now -1 to hit with Psychophage.
What if he fails?
No, it's always -1 to hit.
Oh,
but if
okay.
he fails the battle shock test, it's -1 to wound as well.
Yeah. Fuck you, bro. I'm not going to make it. So
I know.
I wasted it.
I don't care.
I need a 10.
I get 3 CP points next turn anyway. So.
No.
Right, we'll be back after the Devastators fight the
What was that for? Sorry.
Okay, so in Craig's combat phase, the Devastator Marines charged the Psychophage, did no damage, and then the Psychophage screamed back and ate 1 Marine. And that's the end of the first round. As we go back into round 2, it's my movement phase. Okay, 5 victory points to me. We measured it out. 5 victory points. I've got 2 units whole within Craig's deployment zone, and I contested that one. And now it's Ilot's turn to movement phase. Okay, so I've moved everything up, but Craig's now going to fire Overwatch with his tactical Marines at my Bloodthirster because he has lethal hits. And you just can't. I played 2 games with it. He got turn 1'd off by some Tau player.
You had the option, man. If you flew the other way,
No.
I'd have left you here alone.
The I'm going to get a second Bloodthirster and then make it harder for you to kill him.
Yeah. So this is the plasma shots.
Yeah. You overcharge it.
Might as well. Which means I've kind of got to roll them all separately, haven't I?
Yeah.
But they don't die, they just take a wound. Yeah. So Lieutenant. Doesn't matter. We'll roll this thing as we go. He doesn't take a wound, but he gets a fucking hit though, wouldn't it? The Sergeant misses. Doesn't hurt himself. And then the plasma gun. They got rapid fire plasma.
Good question, well posed.
They used to.
Yeah, I feel like they used to. But like 10, 12 years ago maybe.
Back in first
Plasma
edition.
gun, rapid fire. Like 2 guns.
Woo!
Nope.
You don't want to have that sausage roll
It
or
doesn't hurt himself.
thing. I'm not going to have it. So.
Sausage.
Yeah, someone will eat it at some point.
Yeah,
Sure.
me and Craig will split it now.
Frag missile,
Frag.
because I get D6 shots.
This is, do you hearing this beardy bullshit? That'll learn you. Roll the 1, that'll teach you.
2.
Man, this is shit. Give me some better dice.
No. Bring your own dice. Go buy some. There's some dice in there, go buy some, Craig.
Yeah. Buy some blessed dice.
Oh wait, they're the same ones as these, and these roll 1s for days.
Yeah.
These ones are usually the worst ones. Have you not liked this game?
There's 4 6s.
Oh, that's
Let's
better.
go.
That's better.
Right, so 4 up saves.
Oh, 3 of them. Dead. Even if he uses command roll, he's dead. Because you're going to reroll 1.
Ah, deadly demise. Nope.
Get the fuck out of my
Reroll a deadly
deployment.
demise.
Yeah, that was me. Bloodthirster out of the game.
Fuck.
Oh.
You had a choice, man. If you'd gone towards the Tyranids, I would not have shot you in Tom Will.
That will be back in after my shooting phase, if I have one, which I might do. Okay, so in the shooting phase, the Demon Prince fired his Hellforged, his Infernal Cannon and did 1 damage to the Swarm Lord.
2.
2 damage to the Swarm Lord, sorry.
Spoon Lord.
Spoon Lord, and then it's combat phase, so we're back after the charges. Charges then, these guys charged into the Tactical Marines. The Blood Throne charged, but failed his first attempt, used a CP reroll. Then these guys failed their charge, and the last 4 Bloodletters charged into the Screamer Killer over there. And that's it for charges. Back after the combat. Okay, so at the end of the combat phase, the Bloodletters, Blood Throne, and the Bloodletters Bloodmaster killed all but the Lieutenant and 2 Marines. In response, he's now on 1 wound. He's down to 8, and he fell off. And the Bloodletters are dead. And then over here, managed to kill the Screamer Killer, but lost 5 Bloodletters to the attacks of the Screamer Killer, and then another 2 to the Deadly Demise. And then we've replaced the non-painted one with the painted one. And it is now Tom's.
You got 2 back from the Shadow of the War.
Oh yeah, and I got 2 back from the Shadow of the War. And yeah.
I end the combat. I'm spending my CP as well.
Ooh!
Tactical retreat. Tactical fall back into the tank.
What's the OC of your Dreadnought, Craig?
OC.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
Because we're not using it.
Yeah, it does.
It just said if you're in deployment, you get a thing. It's a bit tougher
the objective.
The objective, isn't it? You're not on it.
We're doing 3 of it.
It was small and you had to deploy.
Okay, so I'm contesting Craig's deployment zone. Well, his objective, but it's now
I'll
ILOX.
get the 2 points for them being in my thing.
I'm not wholly within your deployment zone.
How are you?
Wholly.
My thing was here. Okay, summarisation of Tyranid movement. Swarm Lord dropped out of combat with the Demon Prince and pushed forward towards these other Bloodletters. Screamer Killer in the middle, pushed forward as well. Psychophage did a little wibbly wobbly into this position here.
What did you do?
A wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
Turvagon pushed forward and tilted, ready to charge the tank. And Venom Feuds and Tyranids pushed over to the left to try and stop any advancement over this side. Turvagon pushed over on the right hand side with the Psychophage with him as well. And the Malisapt is going to try and finish this combat with the Demon Lord. That's it for Tyranid movement. Shooting time.
Okay, so Tom's shooting phase. Everything over here shot at the Bloodletters, leaving just the 1 squad down to 2. And then over there, 1 Marine was killed by the Stinger Salvo of the Turvagon, and then 1 wound from 40 shots from the Gaunts. And that's it. And we're ready for the Tyranid charge combat phase. Okay, so at the end of Tom's combat phase, 2 Bloodletters obviously died to the big nasty things over there. The Razorback was destroyed, but did Deadly Demise and do 3 damage back to each the Turvagon and the Psychophage, along with 3 damage to the Dreadnought, 2 damage to Vindicator, and 1 Devastator Marine was killed from the explosion. The Gaunts managed to do sweet nothing over at the Tactical Squad, and then at the end of Tom's turn, he scores 15 victory points for having 1 or more models wholly within his Nemesis deployment zone and for controlling the Nemesis objective. And we're on to Craig's turn 2. Okay, so in Craig's movement phase, this Rhino has moved up, Vindicators have stayed still, the Dreadnought's moved over there, and then that Rhino's moved round on the flank, and we go into the shooting phase. Not a lot of movement for the Marines. Okay, so in Craig's shooting phase, he declared the Turvagon as the Oath of Moment target. He managed to do 14 wounds with the Vindicator, but using the Feeling of Pain, he only managed to get him down to 1 wound remaining, so he's still alive. He killed 4 Gaunts with pistols. These guys shot out the Rhino at the Screamer Killer and did nothing. The Plasma Devastator squad over here did 2 damage to the Throne, taking him down to 6. The Lieutenant of this squad killed my Bloodmaster, who was on 1 wound. And then between the Vindicators and his Las Cannon Devastator squad in here, not Las Cannon, Heavy Bolters, sorry, they dropped the Blood Crushers down to just 2 models remaining. And then the Las Cannon Devastator squad did 7 wounds to the Screamer Killer, and we move into Craig's charge phase. Okay, so at the end of the Space Marine combat phase, the Tervigon and the Psychophage are destroyed, along with the Gaunts. I think that's everything for Craig's turn.
I lost the Marine to the
he lost a Marine to the Gaunts. So we go into round 3, and my turn 3, with what little I have left. Okay, so at the end of the movement phase, Craig spent the CP to fire Overwatch against the Blood Throne, but fluffed it. I've got no shooting, so I'll go straight into charges.
I wonder what's going to...
Okay, so at the end of my turn, I took that Vindicator down to 3 wounds with the help of the Blood Throne's buff on the Bloodletters, but he did 1 damage back in response. And then this Blood Throne took that Vindicator down to 6. And at the end of my turn, I'm wholly within his deployment zone, and I control his objective, my nemesis, so I score 15 victory points. So the score currently sits at Tom at 15, Craig at 0, and me at 20. And it is now Tom's turn 3 movement.
Okay, I see the turret movement. Screamer Killer off the my nemesis objectives moved away towards Craig. These Termagants have moved up and around. Maliceptor and Psychophage done a 180 to come around the centre. Zone Throats came in from Deep Strike onto my home objective. And these 3 Venom Throats, if you can see them over here, just move around, ready to charge these guys. That's it, that's the end of the turret movement.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Tom can't remember. So in the Tom's turn 3 shooting phase, the whatever that is, I wrote it down but can't read my handwriting.
Started off Psycho.
Screamer Killer.
This guy.
Yeah, Screamer Killer screamed at the Luz Devastators in there, and Tom used the stratagem to ignore cover. Craig's Armour of Content killed 1 Marine in total. Then the Maliceptor did 3 wounds to the Dreadnought before the Zone Throats did 10 wounds, taking the 2 remaining on 8 for extra. Killing it and wiping off the board. It didn't explode, and we move into Tom's charge phase.
Just get these out of the way.
Okay, so Venom Throats have charged over here, Maliceptor over here. We back after the dice. Ooh, it's looking dicey for Craig. Okay, so at the end of Tom's combat phase, the Venom Throats did 3 wounds to the Marines, and 1 Venom Throat was killed in response. The Maliceptor did 2 damage to the Rhino and received nothing in response. That's the end of Tom's turn 3. He scores another 15 victory points, which takes the scores to 30 to Tom, 20 to me, and 0 to Craig, as we move into Craig's turn 3. Okay, so movement wise, the Vindicator has disengaged from the Blood Throne, the Rhino's disengaged from the Maliceptor, and they've all sort of swept round here. Is that Maliceptor Vindicator disengaging? No, staying in combat. I think that's the end of the movement. We go into Craig's shooting phase. Okay, so at the end of the shooting phase, the Vindicator over here managed to kill 1 Blood Crusher.
Can I chop? Yeah.
Yeah, you charge phase.
You really just shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vindicator over here did nothing. The Luz did 5 damage to the Maliceptor that was there. Plasma shot at this and did nothing. The Heavy Bolters killed off the Maliceptor and took the remaining wounds. And then the Plasma and Melter fired out of here that did nothing. And the remaining Vindicator shot at the Psychophage and did nothing. And we go into Craig's charge phase. Okay, so at the end of Craig's combat, the 2 Rhinos charged into the Zone Throats over here. No damage was done in combat, however the Tank Shock did 1 mortal wound to the Zone Throats. And over here my Skull Crusher did 2 wounds to the Vindicator, taking it down to 1. It's now round 4, turn 4 for me. 4. Also, Craig scored 5 victory points. Round of applause. Woo! So the score is now 30 to Tom, 20 to me, and 5 to Craig. Okay, so movement, nothing's going to move because I want to score the points to the Blood Throne after deliberating whether I should charge in something. I've got no shooting, so I'll go straight into combat with the Blood Crusher against the Vindicator. Okay, so I did nothing, bounced off. It's now Ilot's turn 4. but I do score 15 victory points.
Moving down, Swarm Lord moved up 8 inches, Termagants, advancement of 1, managed to move up, get onto the objective. Scrimmy Killer moved over 8 inches, Venom Phobes moved over 6 inches.
Just move it other way.
Shimmy with the Zoan Phobes and Psychophage. That's about it. Shooting.
Okay, so charging, the Venom Phobes went into the side of the Vindicator, the Screamer into the side of the Rhino, and the Psycho multi-charging into both Rhinos. Tom had used his Scream at the beginning, and so the Rhinos are battle shocked, so they're not scoring any OC, can't be used for objectives. The Devastators over here are battle shocked. My Bloodthrone battle shocked, not that it makes any difference, and this Vindicator is also battle shocked. And we'll be back after the Screamer Killer and Psychophage beat stuff. Okay, so at the end of Tom's combat phase, the Screamer Killer did 3 damage to the Rhino, and the Psychophage did an additional damage to the Rhino. This one, taking it down to 3. And the Venom Phobes did nothing to that Rhino over there, but the Vindicator did do 1 wound back. And at the end of Tom's turn, he scores 15 victory points, taking the score.
Are they wholly with him? Might just be 10.
Is it too big?
Yeah.
9 inches, isn't it? It was 9 inches from just off the corner.
Oh,
So it's just 10 then. 10 victory points. Taking the score to Tom 40, Craig 5, and myself at 35 as we move into Craig's turn 4 movement phase. Okay, so movement wise, the 3 Marines here. Is it a Lieutenant?
Yeah,
Lieutenant and 2 Marines have disembarked from this Rhino, and then both Rhinos have
the unit in that one has disembarked into the...
the unit disembarked into the ruin there, and then these guys have pulled back. Vindicators moved up to here, and disengaged from the Venom Phobes, and that's it for movement. Moving to Craig's shooting. Okay, so I got spending the CP to fire Overwatch at the Vindicator from the Screamer Killer. Okay, so at the end of the shooting, Vindicator killed my last Skull Crusher, and then the Screamer Killer was taken out by the Heavy Bolter Devastator squad and the Tactical squad over here in the building, along with doing 1 wound to the Venom Throat. The Melters, Plasma and Vindicator from these units then fired at this, taking it down to 4 wounds, and we go into Craig's turn 4 charge and combat phase. Okay, so at the end of combat, the Psychophage was killed by the Lieutenant over here, 4 wounds off. The Zone Throats were unharmed, and Craig scored 15 victory points, taking it. The score's 35 to me, 20 to Craig, and 40 to Tom. And then it's final turn 5. Okay, so we've decided to call the game there. The final score is 35 to me, 20 to Craig, and 40 to Tom. So Tom is the winner. If you've enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more 40k and other games in the near future. Thanks for watching.